D'Angelo Russell with it. Russell to Achiuwa. Achiuwa will dribble out the clock. And the Sacramento Kings are Western Conference champions. They will advance to the NBA Finals. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. After almost 2 decades of nothing but misery, your Sacramento Kings are now in the NBA Finals, where they will face off against one of the greatest basketball teams of all time, the Boston Celtics. It took 7 games to beat the Houston Rockets without point guard De'Aaron Fox, but the Kings were somehow able to do it. They were clutch in crunch time, and they somehow were able to steal Game 7 in Houston and upset the NBA Final favorite Houston Rockets, and the Kings are in. They're going to be taking on a Boston Celtics team who barely beat Toronto in round 1. They defeated Zion and the Miami Heat in 5 games, and then went to 7 against Kemba Walker and the 7-seeded Brooklyn Nets. So the Celtics have had their own struggles going to 7 games against the 2 lowest seeds in the conference, which is pretty crazy, but they've still been able to do it. And while the Celtics are a fun team, the Kemba Walker, D'Angelo Russell storylines would have been extremely fun. Looking at the stats for the postseason, 4 players averaging over 20 points a game. Now, obviously, De'Aaron Fox and RJ Barrett have not been on the court healthy at the same time pretty much at all this postseason, so some of those stats are a little bit inflated. And assuming De'Aaron Fox returns in the near future, we will finally get to see the Big Four in action healthy for pretty much the first time during these playoffs. Looking at the Boston Celtics this postseason, Kyrie Irving's actually a little bit banged up as well with a minor injury. He has been playing as of late against the Brooklyn Nets, so he should be fine for game time against the Kings. Celtics also have Willie Cauley-Stein, who the Kings traded away back in Season 1 for a draft pick, which ended up being RJ Barrett, so that definitely worked out for Sacramento. And I guess for Boston, it sort of worked out because they're in the finals now. And looking at the Kings' stats for a regular season, obviously D'Angelo Russell leads the way, but a lot of those stats were with Brooklyn. His points per game did go a little bit down with the Sacramento Kings, so he might have averaged closer to maybe 19 points a game with the Kings. And then for the Boston Celtics, much of the same as well. Kyrie Irving over 28 a game. Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown only averaged around 13 a game. Tatum closer to 14. A little bit surprising. There's James Wiseman, Josh Green, both lottery picks in 2020. Both of these teams have key reserves in that 2020 lottery. Of course, the Kings have Brian Antoine and Precious Achiuwa. Antoine has been more of a reserve this postseason as he has started in place of De'Aaron Fox, and has been more than exceptional in that spot. So here's been the Kings' rotation with Brian Antoine playing the 2 guard. This is what they did throughout the Western Conference Finals against the Houston Rockets. This is how they've allocated all of their minutes. And De'Aaron Fox is a game-time decision for Game 1. So if he were to play, he's going to be inserted right away in that point guard spot. Brian Antoine will go back down to the bench. He'll probably get a little bit more minutes, but this will be the first time that the Kings are fully healthy postseason, and let's see if they can take advantage. Kings, Celtics, Finals, get hyped.
I'm a Barbie girl in the Barbie world. Loving plastic, it's fantastic. You can brush my hair, undress me everywhere. Imagination, life is your creation.
Yo, hey, man!